Greetings fellow girls, guys and gamers, this is Small Archangel. Welcome to this introduction to my new Rising World series. Yes, the long-awaited update is finally here. 0.9 dropped last night. Pretty late it must have been because I've been watching it for quite a while and it still hadn't landed. Certainly not for me by the time I went to bed, which was close on midnight, so it must have been pretty late, but it is here now. For anybody who's interested in giving it a go, at time of recording, that is to say on Friday the 5th of December, this update is only available via the beta option, so you have to opt into the current beta, that is to say 0.9, in order to try this out. And the reason that the devs have given for this is that they don't want to make the update live until they're absolutely sure that it's not going to break anyone's save games. So this is something that you do with knowledge that there is a possibility, there is a risk, so back up your save games if you're going to be using the same save, or do as I'm doing, start a whole new save, or just start a test save, something like that. And hopefully the update will go properly live before too much longer, and hopefully we'll be able to carry on at that juncture as well, because what I'm planning on doing, this is just a little introductory video where we're going to explore the character customization, which is the main thing that has changed, but we will be talking about some of the other things that this update brings as well. But when we start our new series, which will start next week, next Tuesday, the 5th of December at 12 noon GMT. So if you're interested following my new Rising World series, that is when it begins. As soon as I can get it out there. But hopefully we'll be able to carry on. We're going to start a new game, completely new save, but we're hopefully going to be able to carry on with that save when the update goes live. If we can't, then we're going to have to restart, but hopefully it'll be stable enough by that point that we'll be able to just continue. For now, we are going to we'll have a little bit of a talk about what has changed, and then we're going to take a look at character customization. So, this has been a big update, which is why it's taken ages to drop. But apparently, even then, the devs haven't managed to put into the update everything that they wanted to include. So some things have been left out just in order to be able to give it to us that little bit sooner, I guess. So hopefully we'll see some of the content that's been missed out later on. But the key content that has been added is pretty much as follows. So of course we have our new player models, and with some customization options. Limited customization options at the moment at custom character creation, and also with regard to clothing options where we create clothing in the game. But that is all stuff we did not have before at all. Plus, of course, you can play as a female character model now, and you'll have female sounds that you'll get when your character gets bitten by a bear or whatever. We'll actually hear a woman screaming instead of just a man. So that is the main thing, and we're going to be looking at that up close and personal in just a moment. But there are also new animations, which seems obvious when you think about it. New player models equals new animations. Now, we're not necessarily going to benefit from all of those in first person, and there is not currently a third person view. I'm pretty sure we're still not able to go into third person view. Would be nice if we had that option, I guess. But for those of us who are not in multiplayer, we still get to see ourselves when we open our character inventory screen, so we can see what we've got equipped and we can see what our character looks like. So still worth making ourselves a funky looking character perhaps. We have various items in the game have been remodeled. I don't think we're talking about world entities here. I think what we're talking about here is things like tools and usable items within the game, perhaps craftable and creatable items. So for example, we have new models for the pickaxe and things like that, some of the tools. At the same time, we have new tools that have been added. So at the primitive end, we can now craft a stone axe, whereas all the way to the opposite side, when we have the technology, we can make an electric drill for mining. So we've got that addition. Plus there are now 2 new swords, which is great. I'm a swords kind of gal. I'm looking forward to that a lot. I also like my ranged weapons, but particularly looking forward to the crossbow, because archery, the more primitive weapons, more my kind of thing. I prefer them if they don't go boom. But there is also in the game a musket and a repeating rifle. Now, the devs have said that they actually intended to include some other ranged weapons. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get them before too much longer as well, so that the gun nuts out there can go crazy. I will be experimenting with all of these things, because you never know in a game how you might like the weaponry till you try it out. It can vary from game to game, so we will be trying that out as well. And then there's also a new compass and clocks. So I don't know if there's a watch or a clock that we can take with us so we can tell what time it is, which might be useful because the nights are pretty dark. But we can certainly make clocks maybe and place a clock in the house. There are 2 clocks, so maybe one is portable and one is for the house. I'm not entirely sure, but we do have that. So there we go, and that is all the stuff that's all the big stuff I've given you right there. There's quite a lot of gameplay changes and fixes and stuff as well, and the devs have said that apparently there's enough in here that's new, changed, that to keep the game sort of feeling quite fresh, and it feels almost kind of like a new game. So we'll see what we think. So without further ado, this is just a brief introduction to say, hey guys, it's dropped. I know it's dropped and we're starting again, but we are, before we do anything else, gonna check out these character customization options and create ourselves a profile. Now this works very much the same as it does in 7 Days to Die, which is to say that we create a profile and that character is then the character. Now no matter how many games we start or are playing, I guess this is persistent profile effectively. We don't have the option, so but I'm guessing that this is the persistent profile, and whichever dude or dudette that we choose is gonna be the same character we have in all of our games, and maybe we can change them out. So we just go, oh, I'm going to change their hair color, or then that will be the same in each of our games. So we can choose to be male or female, and both those player models are a massive improvement on the old ones. I think you'll agree, with the leather pants on. So let's just check out. We've got skin color, eye color, and hair color options, and that's about it at the moment. Haircut and beard options as well. So we'll look at him for a start off. Let's just zoom in on him. He looks a little bit startled, especially with that haircut. So let's see what kind of haircuts we have on offer for him. Total baldness. Do you know what? I think he looks quite cool bald, actually. I think he has the head for it. Presumably at some point we're going to have the option to be able to change aspects of their face and or body and build as well. But for the moment we've just got these to play with. Okay, yeah, that looks quite medieval, actually. If you wanted to RP as somebody in a castle, that would be the one to go for, maybe. 2, that one's a little bit more Roman looking, I feel, but a little bit shorter, perhaps better. And that one is rather more modern, isn't it? So we've got the vertical kind of standing up, I use hairspray kind of look going on. All right, so that's the head. And then we also have beard options for him, but not for her, I assume. So there we've got quite a full-on beard. Look like a man of the woods with that. And again, quite medieval. Oh, look, we've got 13 of them. So that's actually quite a lot. So none. Bit of a dodgy-looking tash. Let's see, we've got a very thick tash. That's a little bit 1970s disco, perhaps. I don't know. Shame we don't have an afro to go with it. Another moustache. That's a bit of a dad tash, that one, isn't it? Oh, yes, the mustachio. Definitely. And then a little dodgy lounge lizard one. Okay, there's a little goatee beard there, so you can look like a really modern guy with one of those. Let's see. And then there's beard and tash. I quite like that one, actually. Beard and moustache combos. There we go. So, oh, look, we've got some mutton chops going on there as well. And then full-on beard with no tash. That's a bit Abe Lincoln. And there's with a moustache. So we've actually got quite a lot of facial hair options for the guys there. Now, for the girls... There she is. Not a bad-looking girl, I don't think. She's got quite broad shoulders. We'll just zoom out for the moment. Yeah, she's got very broad shoulders. And but yeah, as I say, eventually maybe we'll have the option to sort of tweak their personal appearance as well, because I think her shoulders are a bit too broad myself, but that's just one of those personal things. And we have various skin colour options, and these are the same for the guys and the girls. So from quite pale, though not massively pale, I personally know people who are paler than that, through quite a range to very dark. There we go. Doesn't quite go with her eye colour, I don't think that. Now, I'm going to go for a lighter skin colour, partly because I'm a bit of a whitey myself, but also because I think that probably gives us a bit more of a range of hair and eye colours that will look good. I don't know for absolute certain, of course, but I will work on that supposition. Okay, maybe that colour. That is a really nice colour, actually. I really like that colour, even though it's a bit darker. I really like that colour. I think it's a really nice looking colour. So I'm going to go with that. There we go. Okay, so green eyes, perhaps not. So very dark eyes. They are incredibly dark eyes. Those ones, I probably need something a little bit in between those, really, don't we? We've got a nice blue there, which is quite nice, actually. And then, actually, we do have set custom colour. Now, I'm assuming this is an RGB thing, but I'm not sure how to implement that. And I'm not sure if it's working. I haven't looked into that. That doesn't seem to have really done anything, does it? So I will look into that, I think. That doesn't seem to be doing anything, so I'm not sure if that's working yet. I mean, if it could work, if it did work, that would be excellent, wouldn't it? We could really go to town with a crazy hair colour and crazy eye colour. So I'm going to experiment with that, I think. So I'm probably going to change about our profile character here a little bit for when we start our series, and I will just look in to see if we can set these as custom colours, because that would be pretty cool. Let's see, we've got blue hair, we've got red hair, we've got blonde, but that's quite an odd, that's kind of almost green now, isn't it? I think if you want to be blonde, you'd probably have to go for the lightest one. We could have white hair, but it's not extremely white. And then we've got various shades of brown. And that looks probably like that would be her natural colour, doesn't it? But I'm not sure, do we want to go for a natural colour or do we want to go for a strange colour? We could have blue, we could have green. That's very vivid indeed. Do you know what? I quite like that blue, actually. That matches her eyes. Her hair matches her eyes. I quite like that. And then we've only got 3 haircuts, I think. We've got very, very short. And then we've got a bob. And then we've got a sort of a slightly messy layered kind of short do. And then we've got our ponytail. And I think of those 3, it's probably between these 2 for me. And I think I prefer that little bob, which has just got a little bit more body to it. Again, assuming that at some point we're going to have rather more options available to us there. But for the moment, we'll go for a nice funky blue bob. If I can work out how to change the colours via the custom colours, we'll have perhaps we'll have some purple hair or some mauve hair or something like that, because I think that would look pretty nice, and we'll have some pink eyes or something bizarre just to make our character look a little bit weird. But I think we're going to be able to change our character on the fly anytime we want, so that's not going to make too much difference to us anyway. So there we go. There's our current character, and we can just hit save. And then presumably that will be our profile in each of the save games we create, unless we change her out. So there you go, folks. That is as it stands in the 0.9, the beta branch. That is our character customization. Of course, in-game we're going to have more customization options with the clothes that we can craft. And the clothing is changeable as well. So finally, there is going to be a reason to build that wardrobe. And we're going to be able to change our clothes over. And we're going to be able to choose between more primitive looking clothes and more modern looking clothes. Which is great depending on whether you want to RP as a medieval type in a castle, swinging swords and what have you. I'm not sure if we've got a shield yet, but I'm sure that will be brought in at some point. Or if you want to be a more modern day kind of person with, your jeans and t-shirt, all will be possible. So there you go, guys. I hope very much that you guys will join me for the first episode of our new series, which, as I said before, starts Tuesday, the 5th of December. That's next Tuesday at the time of recording at 12 noon GMT. So I very much hope you guys will join me for that. It's been a long time with No Rising World, but let's get right back to it. Till then, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye-bye for now.